It's been a while since we've talked about the Amazing Spider-Man comics in a positive light, but that all changes today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thomas.
I'm Merlin.
Together, we're the Comic Lads.
And today, we're going to be talking about the Amazing Spider-Man relaunch. We both kind of, I feel like, have been out of the loop with Spider-Man comics because we've been spurned, we've been hurt. But with the relaunch, you know, Marvel always likes to every now and then do a reset on a character to bring in viewers that maybe have tuned off, or for viewers that might be going in for the first time.
In terms of the former, it worked. We both bought issues 1 and 2.
Yep.
It worked.
And we're going to be talking about today. Before we get started, question of the week. Have you guys read the first 2 issues? Let us know what your thoughts are.
And before we get into it, guys, make sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and become one with the Comic Lads.
And also, don't forget to tick the little notification bell.
It's more important than you think.
Yeah, sometimes our videos just like don't go out to the subscription feed for whatever reason. So don't miss out on any future videos. Got a lot of great, exciting stuff coming for you guys.
Dude, let's get right into it. One thing I really like about this new relaunch is that it feels like a relaunch, and it's really not bombarding you with like, here's all this bullshit that just happened in Spider-Man recently, you know?
100% I agree.
Fresh.
There are certain things that if you've been tuned out of Spider-Man for a while, you'll be like, wait, who is this character?
Yeah.
But story beat wise, we are going on the ground floor with a brand new arc that they're clearly setting up.
Yes. So we pick up with Peter trying to get a new job.
Which I love. Like the first issue, it's all done from the perspective of the hiree. And you see him kind of like nervously talking about, you know, his qualifications and why he's a good fit for the job.
Yeah.
But all the while trying to juggle things that are happening as Spider-Man is just classic Spidey.
It feels like classic Spidey, and it's so... It's pandering to us.
It is.
And I love it.
It's like, hey, you viewer that's been hurt, here's that nostalgic, good, warm feeling that you're used to.
Exactly. We're still reminded of our past turmoil with Spider-Man. He's dating this new character, Shay.
I haven't been in a loop with this character with previous writers, so I don't know who she... I think I even texted you and I was like, dude, who the fuck is Shay?
Yeah.
Like,
but she seems chill.
Yeah.
Which, thank God.
But yeah, I'm excited to learn more about her because I feel like Spider-Man's love life is one of the most important aspects to his character, and it's what really makes him feel like a grounded, everyman person that you can relate to.
Yeah, and one thing I thought that was really cool about her is that she works at Ravencroft.
And I do like in issue 2, I mean, we're jumping over a bunch of stuff right now, but it's clear that she doesn't know his identity.
Yeah, and Pete mentions it. He's like, oh, I heard you're dating Peter Parker. He's pretty cool, right? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. I guess we should probably jump back to the first issue with that crazy Rhino sequence.
Yes, because at a certain point, he has the opportunity to be hired by one of his childhood friends.
Yeah, this guy named Brian, and he's gonna work at Rand Industries.
Yeah, huge.
Very, very cool.
If you guys didn't know, Danny Rand, the immortal Iron Fist, that's his like whole family company legacy. And just as he's solidifying his interview with him,
oh, I gotta go fight the Rhino.
But some things are a little bit off.
He seems like this rampaging monster, like he's not even speaking, he's just like growling and shit, and Pete's like, this is weird. Someone's fucking with Rhino.
Pete like fucking swings a whole truck at him, like dislocates his shoulder in the process, and then there's a moment where Rhino like clutches his chest, and Peter's like, oh shit, did I just kill this guy? What's happening right now?
Yeah, and he's like, Alexi, what the fuck? And he starts like trying to do CPR, and Rhino is just like totally flatlining.
Yeah.
From the jump, you feel like it's some sort of setup. Thankfully, he doesn't die.
Yes, we know that he did have like a really serious heart attack though.
Yeah.
And he doesn't remember anything that happened.
Right.
Which is like a very big point. Like clearly he was not in control during any of this.
Not at all, but of course they still take him back to Ravencroft. Kind of sucks.
Yeah. So Hobgoblin is being set up as the main villain here.
But there's that other guy.
Yeah, you see like just some legs and shit, and you're like, who is
It's like made
this?
of like goo or something.
Yeah, and the way he talks is almost like the speech bubbles are like what like Null would sound like.
Yeah, like almost symbiotic.
Yeah, but they're clearly behind what's happened to Rhino.
Yeah, they're making like some sort of like poison or something.
Yeah, and Hobgoblin basically says like Spider-Man is gonna fucking start sniffing around because that's what he does.
Yeah, so let's poison him.
Yeah, let's take him out.
So he goes to Alexi the Rhino's apartment, and you know, he's not really finding out anything too out of the ordinary, but then he starts tripping balls and like seeing a swath of all his villains just surrounding him.
And it's clear that it's like a hallucination.
Yeah. But then in issue 2, Pete's still trying to get to the bottom of this. He talks to Norman, who's good now.
Dude, what the fuck?
I know.
What the fuck?
So he's good now. But, like, he's so not, you know?
And there's been so many, I mean, all the way back to the 60s, there have been fake outs where it's like, oh, Norman's Norman again. And there's always been this kind of question between, was Norman always fucked up truly, deep down, you know, in his deep unconscious psyche?
Like pre-serum?
Yeah, or is it the serum that brings it out?
Yeah.
And now they're kind of treating Norman like it is the serum.
Yeah.
It was the serum.
And he's trying to be more of an altruistic character. He's been the Gold Goblin recently, which is like a hero, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's been Iron Patriot, he's been Green Goblin, it's just, now he's like...
He's been Carnage.
He's worn so many shoes, but you know the one that he'll always slip back into is a Green Goblin.
Absolutely.
And I already feel like with them dancing Hobgoblin in here,
yeah,
they're setting something up with him.
And even when Pete's talking to him, and it seems it's like a relatively chill scene, Norman's trying to help him figure out what's happening, you know, with his hallucinations. Pete's hallucinating that he's the Goblin.
Yeah, I don't honestly know how I feel about it, because I feel like no one's done the fucked up things that Green Goblin has done, and I know that Spider-Man is a superhuman, compassionate, forgiving character.
I know, but I don't buy it.
The pretext of everything that you know about Green Goblin going into it,
I know,
makes it feel like you can be okay with someone changing, but I would never want to see them in my life.
Agreed.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, this guy like buried your aunt alive, killed the love of your life supposedly. There's like so much baggage here that it's like the one miss that Joe Kelly has in these first 2 issues, I feel.
And listen, I don't know where they're going, but it's just like I'm too jaded with the Goblin.
Me too.
So while the second issue's wrapping up, Pete's investigation leads him to Ravencroft so he can go check on the Rhino and see what's happening. And Pete finds an assailant, presumably there to finish the job and kill Rhino so he doesn't spill whatever beans he can. And we reveal that this assailant is the character that we've been seeing talking to Hobgoblin, who's called Itsy Bitsy.
Have we seen this character before, or is this a new character?
This character has existed for a bit. You have no idea, right?
No idea, no.
Okay, so Merlin's gonna find out who Itsy Bitsy is during this recording.
So she calls him Dad.
Yeah, which immediately I was like, no.
No.
There's no way.
Don't tell me it's one of the clones.
It's not a clone, and it's not like Peter's daughter. From what I read up, she's like this woman that was infused with the DNA of Spider-Man and Deadpool. So she has Spidey powers and Deadpool's like healing factor. So like, okay, cool, she's unbeatable. And in Spider-Man and Deadpool's fight against her, she was so dangerous that Pete almost resorted to killing her. Okay, I'm reading directly from the wiki, okay? Spider-Man lured Itsy Bitsy to a pier where he intended to disintegrate her with a plasma breeder? What?
Why you gotta have breeder in?
And it almost succeeded, atomizing her lower body. And then Deadpool tried to use it again and blasted her again, but like, it didn't kill her because there was like some bits of her left, so she reformed into an actual like tiny spider for a bit while she was and I'm just like, I'm willing to let Joe Kelly cook. Admittedly, this is our first ever introduction to this character,
so I am a bit curious, but she's obviously a clear threat in this moment.
Yeah, she seems to be super formidable. And then we pick up with issue 3, and Spider-Man's hallucinating about memories he had with Aunt May when he was like kind of in his rebellious little douchebag phase.
Yeah, and I do think issue 3 so far is my favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
Mostly because, like, I love the fact that throughout all Spider-Man's history, we've kind of thought of Peter Parker and his family as, like...
super idyllic and, like, rose-tinted.
Exactly. Rose-tinted is the perfect word to describe it. But now we see in these hallucination flashbacks that he's getting, there was regular family turmoil shit.
Yeah, there were some heated moments. Like, and obviously his hallucinations are twisting them and making them worse than they are. Like, Aunt May's like, I'll kill you, you little shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So scary. And then in the midst of this, he's getting washed by Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah, she's kind of like a powerhouse.
Well, and he's also baked.
Yeah.
You know, he's tripping balls, you know, and she has Deadpool powers and spider powers.
Yeah, and she knocks him out. And we get into kind of a weird part of the issue where he wakes up on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, and she's kind of like, she saved him, even though she's like contracted to kill him, and she's like, you know, I'm super conflicted, and it's mostly because of, you know, my feelings for you, and you're like...
Yeah, and she takes off her mask, and like, you're kind of like, well, you know, hear me out. Hear me out.
Seriously, like, at first I was like, oh, she's got like, you know, she's got 6 arms, she's got like Nightcrawler, like 3-fingered hands, and then I was like...
Takes off her mask, and you're like, okay. And she actually leans in.
And she like licks him.
Yeah, she does the black cat, like, tries to kiss him over his mask.
Yeah.
And then it's so funny, she just pushes him over into the water, swings away, and she literally says, like, in a speech bubble, like, I'm so fucked up.
Yeah,
I kind of like that they at least addressed that this is really fucking weird.
Agreed, yeah. Yeah, I kind of like Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah.
And then he goes to see his best friend and partner in crime, Norman. You're like, okay.
You know, and they're trying to get to the bottom of what this compound is that he's drugged with.
Yeah.
And as he's swinging away with a new tip on, like, checking out this, you know, soda pop factory where they think they might be manufacturing the drug, he turns to Norman and he goes, how does it feel being one of the good guys?
Yeah, and Norman's like, oh, imagine that. And I'm like...
I still feel icky.
Yeah.
But anyway, following this, Peter checks out this cola factory that he thinks might be manufacturing this hallucinogen.
And he gets waylaid by Hobgoblin.
But we don't know, like, if this is a hallucinogen or if it's real, because his eternal monologue is going off in, like, you know, the internal monologue bubbles that we get.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like the voice externally answers it.
Yes, and like Hobgoblin, or this apparition of Hobgoblin, we don't know, is referencing his internal monologue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like...
I'm like, but that design is fucking sick.
It's very, like, demonic looking.
Yeah.
No, he looks badass.
He looks dope as fuck. I love Hobgoblin, and I'm so happy to see him getting play. I'm liking this run so far, dude.
Issue 3, I'm the most engrossed that I've been.
I like all the characters. I like all the new stuff that they're doing, exploring, like you said, his backstory.
I really like that we're getting fleshed out lore for his relationship with Uncle Ben and Aunt May, because we all know, like, how much these characters mean to him.
Yeah.
But all the way back in the 60s, you know, starting off, Uncle Ben's only around for a couple pages. Yeah, a couple pages.
Yeah.
And mostly what we get of his characterization is, like, monologues since then describing him.
And flashbacks.
Yeah, but to actually have, like, moments now where that illusion is slightly broken.
Yeah.
And you still know in the end of the day, like, there's love there.
It just makes it feel more real and palpable and less like we said, like a rose-tinted depiction of their family.
There is another aspect to every comic book that we gotta talk about besides the writing.
The art by Pepe Larraz and colorist Marte Gracia is exceptional.
Yeah, especially the colors. I mean, the art is fantastic, but, like, colors isn't something that I immediately jump to in comic books.
No.
Most of the time, I judge it based off of the art, and the colors just seems like a kind of add-on to it.
Like the line work, mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the colors are so pretty.
So vibrant. I love... You mentioned something about how Gracia colors Spider-Man's suit in different lighting.
Yeah, the way the color shading is done throughout, it's really, really just exceptional. And of course, the art by Pepe Larraz is so good. It's very unique. There's almost like some manga influence in there, like anime influence.
I totally agree. It's so kinetic. Everything feels like it's moving at breakneck speed, even though it's a static image.
Yeah. Some panels of Peter Parker, I'm like, he looks like a Miyazaki character right
He
now.
does look like a Miyazaki character. It's true.
Yeah.
And I love Larraz's rendition of all the different classic villains too. It's so nice just giving us that little window, because the book is like, let's do some new villains, but also let's let Pepe draw 30 Spider-Man villains on one splash. And I'm like,
yeah, that's great. I mean, this isn't like is this objectively the comic to save Spider-Man, because they have so much freaking
goodwill to win back.
Yeah, so many miles to walk before they can get that kind of feedback from the fans.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Agreed.
Guys, let us know your thoughts down below. Are you enjoying the run so far? Are you concerned? Are you too hurt to even get back into it? Because we know for a fact there's some out there. Let us know down below.
Leave a like on the video. Really helps us out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Become one with the lads.
And don't forget to turn on those notifications. We'll catch you guys next time.
We love you.
We love you dearly.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.